Right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for another day, another opportunity, and thank you so much for all of your provisions. Thank you for friends and family. Thank you for your goodness, your grace, your mercy, your kindness. Thank you for all the things that you're doing in our lives, and I ask that you would grant us discipline and skills and wisdom and discernment as we go into the markets to execute some trades. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, amen. Okay, why is Forex Factory doing this? Oh, nice. Okay. I gotta say, I was getting a little bit tired seeing those yellow folders and nothing going on, but this morning we've got core CPI, 30 minutes. And then, oh, later today we've got President Trump speaking, 4:25 p.m. late afternoon. It's kind of a, well, I guess he's done that maybe a couple times before, but see if that, see what he says now after, well, all the things have been going on the past couple weeks. Maybe people will be more interested, or they may bring more impact into the market when he speaks. But for now, let's see what happens in 30 minutes. And I need to write down our starting balance, 10,141.36. 10,141.36. All right. Alvio. I gotta reset up Alvio, see if it works today. Hey Larry, good morning. How's it going with you? Okay, why? Oh man, my OBS is just being a little strange. Did you send me that doc we were talking about yesterday? Oh, you know what? Did you send me an email? I think I may not have. I didn't send it to you, and I wasn't sure. Maybe if I missed your email or if you sent me one. There we go. I'm not seeing an email from you unless, well, maybe it went to junk or spam. Let me just double check. Unless do I already have your email? I'm just not sure. I do have your email, don't I? Larry, I can't remember if I have your email or not, but can you just shoot me an email and I will send over that doc. All right. Okay, let's go check the daily chart. And let's just clear all these chart objects. All right, so yesterday made an attempt to continue breaking up with that in Monday's engulfing candle close. And then we ended up coming back down at the end of the day. And then so we ended up closing with a wick on top of yesterday, which puts us heading back down with the past week's trend. So we've got a pretty good trigger set up. I mean, we'd have to close this day below yesterday's low in order to have a 3-bar reversal on the daily chart, but at the moment we're heading down when we've broken yesterday's low. So we've got that trigger starting today. So I think that'll put us in a more of a short position today. And then we'll go check the hourly. You're going to send the other gentleman also. Yeah. He sent me an email. I got his. And I sent him the document. If you could just shoot me over an email, I will send it over. What the heck is going on with my... Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the hourly. We've got kind of a rounding top on the hourly chart at the moment. I don't know if you can call that a head and shoulders or not. It's not a very good one if it is. Kind of like a double topping type thing. But regardless, it is rounding over and heading back down on the hourly chart at the moment. And we also are breaking the previous hour's low and coming into these lows right here. So let's go in down to the 5-minute and start looking to see how we're gonna execute. I need to bump up. Oh, let's just measure our price cycles. Whoa, I need to get rid of these chart objects again. So let's measure these previous swings so we know what we have to deal with. So that one is 63 pips over there. And we got this one, that's 42 pips. We got this one, that's 56 pips. So I'm definitely going to bump my stop losses back up to 50 pips. And we'll keep them there for now because those swings are still really big. And then there's a good chance that we're going to try and break down from the London session lows over here. So on the pullbacks, we can start to get short. And now it was taking a while. Okay, so that target's just fitting in there. The stop loss is pretty much fitting beyond that swing too. So that's a good spot. Stop loss is in a good spot. Those targets are in a decent spot. At some point, I might try and hold on to one or two positions for shorts to see if we can catch a breakdown. Right there's another good spot, so I'm going to go short there. We got just less than 15 minutes to CPI. Okay, so now we've got our game plan going on. Another pretty good pullback there. Just going to go short again on that pullback, and I'll switch over to MT5. Yeah, so we'll trade on MT5 still, but I just like breaking things down on Alveo. Okay. Okay, just taking profits on that top one. And as we go and zoom in here, it looks like we're starting to see that energy coming in, which is a really good sign. A lot of movement just in those two candles. So I'm just going to take off one of those, take profits. And then that should be good. And then the plan will just be to stay to the short side unless the news ends up bringing in a different situation for us, which it might. Okay, just under 10 minutes to CPI. 8 minutes. All right, if that pops back up to that red line, I'll just grab another short. Okay, almost there. Just another one more last push. Got to get it right up to that previous high. Didn't give it to us on that one. Oh, it was so close. I almost hit the sell. We would have had that immediately. Okay, just getting ready again to see if it gives us another chance. Okay, I'm gonna put one in right there. And Vin is in here too. Good morning. Good afternoon, Vin. Good to have you. I was just leaving my email in there if you want that document. It's my trading plan actually. If you want my trading plan, just shoot me an email. Just say trading plan, and I will send it over to you as well. Reggie asked for it yesterday, so I sent it over to him. And we are just waiting for core CPI in just a couple minutes now. How you doing today, Vin? .4 degrees C, just above freezing, is what it feels like. Good to have the sun though. It's a gray day here today. There was actually a thunderstorm last night. Big news. Yep, in a minute we got core CPI. Oh, unless you're talking about something else. Just started trades. All right. Okay, we got 30 seconds to CPI. And I've got 3 positions on. I don't really want to get into any more right before the news. But you can see that energy coming in pretty well. So we definitely got some participants. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lots of movement here on these 1-minute candles. Didn't tag that take profit though. The spread was probably too big. Wow. Okay, so what do we got? Core CPI 0.2%. It's just right as forecasted. So okay, we got to hit one target there. And I left one trade with without a take profit just in case it wanted to run in our favor. But it did not want to go anywhere. I mean, not immediately anyway. Lots of a huge tug of war on that 1-minute candle. It just didn't know where it wanted to go. Well, okay, I guess when news comes in that way, I just kind of assume that the chart should play itself out technically. So we've had that huge down push from the London session, which was from its pivot high all the way to its pivot low was 55 pips. Big push down, and then we've had this pullback, and then we're aiming back down again. So we could bounce up here though, instead of going to create a new low. But I'm just going with the most recent direction for now. The way I'm seeing it anyway. I'm staying on the short side for the moment. But this previous pivot back here could just act as support too, so we could see a leg going back up. We had 3 little attempts on the 1-minute chart back over here, and we haven't quite got down to them yet. I figured that we should at least test these lows, which it's doing right now. There's a target hit. That's good. And then I'm going to just secure that one trade. If it bounces back up, I don't want to be holding on to it. So that one will be at a break-even point. Let's just see what happens. If it whips back up, it can just close. Waiting for Trump's speech later. Yeah, I saw that. He's on at, I think it was 4. What was his time? It's kind of an odd time, I think. Oh, 4:25 in the afternoon for us. Our afternoon, I guess. Would that be for your evening then? Okay, 8:30 your time. I wonder if we get some volatility because I'm sure there's a lot of anticipation about what he's going to say as a, in regards to what the last couple of weeks have been with Iran. So I wonder if it could be a good time to trade. Like, I don't want to say, especially for a lot of people, that will not be a regular trading time, but I just wonder if it's going to bring in some energy back into the market. Because generally, that would not be a good trading time. That's like half an hour before maintenance. Okay, so we had the attempt to break down, and it's kind of looking like it's wanting to pop back up. All right, we're sitting right on this resistance spot point right now. Right in here. And that is... So if we can close back above there, there's a good chance it will pop back up, but it's going to have a hard time closing above that. Okay, that candle couldn't quite do it. And now we've got a potential pivot candle to head back down. Right on the trigger of it right here. Still lots of battle going on, which is good. Lots of participants. So we'll see if that can trigger. Then I think we're going to continue down. But it's not closed till it's closed. Whoa, okay, so we closed right on the pivot. Um, and we didn't break the previous bar's high, so that's a 3-bar reversal set up. We just didn't quite close below the trigger, so it's not doing it. It's not heading down just yet. Let's get another shot to head back up. Oh, look at that. It's trying to make its way back up. Okay, and it just is, it made a new high. It couldn't quite close above the previous high, so oh, it's just still anybody's game right in here. Are we going to bounce back up and turn that into a whipsaw, or are we going to continue down? It is quite the battle right here. Yeah, we had the low right over here, and we are starting to close candles back up above it now. Wow, look at that. That was surprising. It climbed back up. So it made its attempt to drop lower, and then it's now climbed back up 10 pips and turning that into a whipsaw to break lower. Hmm. So now, does that, I mean, technically that's starting to open up things up for an up leg. It can still head back down, but at the moment that's turning into a false break or a whipsaw. I'm gonna just have to wait a little bit to see if we can close back up here. Then I think I'll start shifting to the longs, but just not so sure right at the moment. I still feel like it should drop down, but we just had its attempt and we closed back up. So see what that 5-minute chart is doing. Yeah, the 5-minute candle closed up strong. Actually, it's a strong close to the upside. Okay, it's trying to make its way back down. This, I think maybe we're still going to stay to the short side. That had its opportunity there to shoot up, and it didn't take it. So It's making its way all the way back down again. It's too bad it just tapped out our free trade. It's coming back down. All right. Well, take this pullback and go short. And that puts our target on the low. Actually, just before the low, that's a good spot. And we'll just stick to the short side for now. No, I'd say this could still bounce back up. But just after this, it had its chance to turn that into its leg up. It had its shot up there and it just didn't take it. So I'm going to say that we're just going to continue with that downward pressure for the moment. And I would say that if we run back up, there should be lots of help from the bears. If we have to end up shorting up here and we have to get rid of that loss down there. So that's how we would play it. Just short all up here. And then we'd wobble out of the loss from down here. Yeah, there's a ton of pressure, especially from that wick in the London session. It made its attempt to try and head back up and it just got smashed. Look at that wick up there. So that run had a 17 pip bull run and immediately smashed back down, followed by major dollar strength. Okay, just hit that target. And we'll wait for another pullback. Now it's got its shot to break down again now, but we do have a new area of support because this pivot point here now. So let's measure the price cycle. So we had this one down. It was 16 pips down and it couldn't quite break. And because it came from so high up, it didn't have a good shot to break down. I guess that's why. So then from there, we had a cycle up of 10 pips. And now we're back down 10 pips. Now it's got a little bit more of a closer shot to make a break lower. Let's go see if there's any reason to buy this. We have to go all the way back over here. It's not so bad. Let's take off the history. And I'm just going to clean up the chart, take all the objects off of here for the moment. And we've got, this is kind of like the halfway mark here. So this could act as a pretty good support point. Let's just throw the Fibonacci on here for a second. From that leg up from Okay, so actually we're breaking the 50% level right in here as we speak. And then we've kind of got like the 62 level to contend with in here somewhere. I don't know if this would be better. Maybe like this. If I take out those couple wicks. Just trying to see where points line up the most. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then that 62 lines up pretty much right on that point. So if we could clear through there, the probability is very high that we'll continue on the way down. But until that point, we may see a little bit of struggle to head back down through this zone. So the 1.15775, 1.1575. We could potentially buy this. Just don't know. So we'd have to go another 10 pips to get down to that point. It's just if it clears that pivot point and we close below that, then there's just a really strong chance that we'll make our way all the way down. So I think I'm just going to stay to the short side for now. Although, like right as we speak, it's showing the buyers are still in here. They're not letting it just run away just yet. So if we do go long at some point, I think we've still got some buyers in there. But that last pivot point on that 62 level is like we're heading for it now. And I think it's gonna give out. But I don't know. Okay, so we have pulled back from that pivot now. We've pulled back 4 pips to that spot. So we could maybe have taken a short there. I just kind of missed it. I think if we got a big leg down, all the way down into here, could maybe go long and find a bounce back up in here somewhere in the 62 level. But if it just keeps pushing its way and pressing its way down, I don't think I want to buy it. We're just about running into the 158 level, which could cause a little bit of support right on the 8. We'll see if we get a bounce there. And from this pivot, we're now 32 pips. Oh, that's actually a pretty decent spot, like price cycle wise. We could see a leg up from here. We're now like almost, once we get to that pivot, we'll be 35 pips. But it's just really the last spot before we clear the 62. I think I would rather wait for some pullbacks and we can maybe add shorts and then maybe even hold on to a couple shorts to see if we can head all the way back down through this today. It's definitely a chance that we could do that if we got a lot of bears that keep pressing it down. Okay, so we had this 10 pips up here, and now we've got 20 pips down on that price cycle. Nearing the 1 hour and 15-minute support. Yeah. Is that kind of like that 62 level I was looking at? Is that where you're seeing that spot come in, Vin? I'm bummed it took out our free trade. It'd been a nice one to hold on to. You're seeing support. Yeah, I think we are hitting it, but I think for me, it's just like there's not many points to work with after it. So if it breaks it, it's like starting to have a free run to the downside. So I'm going to take the short side on these pullbacks right in here. Okay, there's one. Oh. But yeah, that would have been a good spot for a buy if you wanted to buy. But I'd rather stay with the more recent pressure. Okay, we've got just pretty much an even candle, or you can even say like it did break it on the wick, so maybe you can say it's an engulfing candle back to the downside, and a turning point, a pivot point. You call this one the apex candle at the moment. And I'm just closing this things up here. I'm trying to get LVO going again. It was locking up on me. But the 4 hour is a bit further. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that the gap between pivot points is a little too much for me to want to buy. Like, you can definitely do it. You can definitely buy it. I just feel a little bit more comfortable staying to the short side because there's more overhead resistance in the recent time. I'm just trying to stay on what I see as the easiest side. Okay, let's just get rid of that fib. And then we'll put in some more levels for the short side. So we got maybe one right in here, that pivot there, and then this pivot over here. It's a pretty good level. And then this would be another good level right there. And we got that couple pivots there, a pivot right in here, and then all these ones. Okay, so if it can push up a little bit more, I'm going to grab another short right in there. Just let it push up one last little bit. Right there. Grab a short there. And I'm trying to get Alveo going again, and I'm struggling. It's giving me troubles. Okay, and we'll take another short right in here. Actually, I would say at that point we'll take two shorts. Just because I'm seeing so much downward pressure that, like I've been saying, that I've been wanting to take the first three layers, take them at one trade each. But in this case, I'm going to say we'll take the first two layers at one trade, and then we'll do layer 3 at 2 trades. Then layer 4 would be 4 trades. So layer 4 would be up here, somewhere up here. Or maybe we could go all the way. Yeah, we could do it here. So that would be layer 4. And then we would do layer 5 up here on that pivot, and then all these bodies over here. And then we have our last layer up here. So that would be, so we're in 1, 2, so that would be 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. If we got up into these ranges, I probably would just slow down on the adding in case it wants to run up higher. But really at that point, we'd probably have to look at getting a reversal in here really quick to switch over. We might have to just stop out. But I think there's lots of help behind the bears this morning, so let's just stick with that for now. And then right as we speak, our target is sitting on those bodies, so it's going to have a hard time trying to get that. So we could just close it manually. Oh, there we go. Took profit on that one. Oh man, yeah, why is Alvio struggling again today? Hey Larry, how's Alvio doing for you this morning? Yesterday was pretty good. Didn't have too many issues yesterday, but it's not wanting to load up today. So if this jumps back up, we'll grab another short and do that same thing again. And you can see the bodies closed on that line, and then we had a pivot. So it's kind of that line was at a really good spot. So we had 2 body closes right on there and then a pivot. So we'll add another one right in here. Just get the finger on the trigger, ready to go. I'd like it to touch the red line before adding, because this could turn into a little mini turn up. This little candle here could, so this is pulled back down and then we're coming back up here. So this could turn into the trigger for an up leg. So it didn't do it. So maybe now if we get one even under that red line, I'd probably take that second trade. Larry is saying slow, but yours is operating. I just can't even get mine loaded up. Just too bad, because I would like to trade it. Yeah, it just won't load again. I'm gonna have to just keep trying. This, when I loaded up first thing this morning, I actually got a couple trades on it, and then it's only just recently freezing up. It is doing weird stuff. All right, making our break back down to test these lows. And it's sitting right on these pivot lows right there. And we've got a strong close to the downside. So we should hit that target pretty easily. Just bounced off of it. I'm going to stretch it out just a tiny bit. See if we can make just a smidgen, a little bit more to make it down to these lows. It should go and try those lows. So see if we can get another half pip or a pip out of it. That's not greed, that's just adjusting to the way I'm seeing these charts. It should make its way back down and test these lows. But it's funny because if I didn't move it, it might have closed it. That's okay. Okay, trying to make that little breakdown now to test those lows. And can it do it right in here? We're just breaking those lows over here. So it should be easy to go and test these lows. Oh man, it bounced off of our target line. Come on now. All right, will it do it on this candle? I think it's got to. It has to. The market must hit that target, right? It doesn't have to. And, it is slowing down right now. It's slowing down, doesn't want to quite get there. Wow, another candle that, yeah, another candle that didn't want to get there. Oh, you know what? That's kind of concerning me right now. Like this could round back up. I'm just going to take that off. Just take that profit just in case it actually might round back up. We had two candles try and make it down and it, oh, look at that. It is triggering back up. Well, that was a decent call, just taking that profit right there. Wow. Yeah, I mean, just a good example though of seeing the slowing momentum on those candles. Could see it in real time watching those candles develop. They were struggling and struggling to get down and they couldn't quite do it. So took the profit instead of waiting for the target to hit. Like it may still get back down there, but we could enter back in now. Let's just do that. Add another trade. All right, just gonna see if I can get Alveo. Give it another try. Okay, now we can see that the market is struggling to make its way up on these couple candles. We had 1, 2, 3 candles, and that third one really slowed down. Oh, this one's making its way back up. So we'll take another short up here. If we can make it up a little bit higher. Okay, right there. Grab a short. Perfect spot. All right, looks like Alveo's loading up for me now. Okay, just hit that target. And we had that little wick on that candle right there. So on the break of this one, we've got the 3-bar reversal to come back down. And we had a previous one over here, so we could be doing a little mini double top on the 1-minute chart. If not, we'll just let it run back up and we'll short it again. Just going to get ready on the short, and if it does pop up. Right there, add the short back on. And we just hit that target too. That was a really good execution for a quick profit. And if it pops back up, we'll just do it again. Okay, right there. I'm gonna add that short back on. Now, if it runs up further, this could turn into a double bottom. If we start breaking out above those highs. So we'll have to just be cognizant of that. If it has a big run up, we'll just be slower to add. Because it is just starting to trigger and turn that into a double bottom. Let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's not much on the 5-minute chart. It's not much of a pattern. So I think it's still good to just stay on the side of this recent pressure. And we just got another wick on the bottom. So that is starting to help those bulls press that up. Wonder if we'll get Reggie back in. He said he would show up with us yesterday, so see if he comes back. Oh, hey Larry, did you get to keep your hedge account? said yesterday that you got your hedge fund back, right? You still have that account now? Or was it an error? Do you know? Oh, he said he'll join on Thursday. Okay. Good catch. I wasn't totally sure. Yeah, still have that account. Nice. That's great. Yeah, that's really cool. Good stuff. So we've got 8 days on that pay cycle on the hedge fund account, on the live accounts. Yeah, Ben. Larry just got his hedge fund account back yesterday. It was yesterday, right? Or was that Monday? I might be losing track of days. Okay, just getting starting to bump up over into this level, so I'm gonna add one to start, and then we'll see how quickly or slowly it responds here as to whether we add a second one at that level. So just let it push back up just a little more and get into a short. And the bears are already coming back in. I think I missed my opportunity. Yeah, that's too bad. I just missed that one. So now we've got this little candle acting as an apex candle. And this candle, depending on how that closed, could be our 3-bar reversal. Looks like those bears are coming in pretty good. Yep, super strong candle closing back down. So we do have a 3-bar reversal. We should see some follow through back down. Actually, if it popped back up quickly, I would take the short again. It was yesterday you noticed it for your account. Okay, we might be turning back up here, and if it does, I'll grab another short as we come up to this recent high, the one that I just missed. So we'll take a short up there if it pops back up. All right, might be making a new pivot in here to head back down. We've got all these pivots, these lows to break. So we got 1, 2, 3. So if we can get past those, we should hit our target. We just broke past right now. And there's the target. If it pops up a little bit more, I'm just going to take that short back, put it back on right there. Just because this is turning back down again. So I'm a little bit early. But I think because this candle was a pretty strong close, I think we should see some more follow through. So rather than wait for it to bump all the way back up, I took it a little bit early. We'll see how that works out. Okay, nice. So that worked out pretty good. Got another target. And now this one is sitting on this pivot low rather than the furthest pivot. So we should still, we should make it to that one this time, right? So we got that candle closing strong to the downside, and it's engulfing the previous one too. So it's a pretty strong close. I'm going to take this short right here again. It's a little bit early again, but I'm taking it based off of just how strong that candle was, that bear candle. So like rather than wait for it to come all the way back up here, I just decided to take it a little bit early. So I'm pushing it just a little. That's just based on these 1 minute candles, reading that price action on those 1 minute candles. We've got 2 candles with wicks on top now, so if we can break that candle low, there's a good chance we'll get down to that target. Just breaking that low right now. And now we've got to close back down from this candle. So now we've got like a mini 3-bar reversal right here on this candle. But we actually do have this range on this candle, which has been acting as consolidation. So that candle was a 5 pip candle. So it's kind of turned into consolidation inside that candle, which has been a good amount of movement. Oh, it looks like it wants to head back up now. And then right as we're looking at this, guys, this is what I'm seeing right now come in. So we've got, this is one of my favorite patterns. We got this one, and then we've got this one here. And now if we can form another one, another pivot over here, that's a really strong signal for a down leg. 1, 2, 3, like an head and shoulders in the direction of the trend. That could be a really strong setup if we can round over here, just like we did on these two. So one hump, then that head hump, and then if we can get another one to come in here, that would be really good. Good signal. Definitely doesn't have to happen that way, but that's just what I'm seeing right at the moment. See what happens over the next few candles. Okay, we got a lower low coming in on that candle. Okay, so I'm going to take the take profit off of this one for now. In case this does round over and becomes that head and shoulders, I definitely want to ride one of those down if that's what's coming in. So I'm just preparing for that now just in case. It does not need to happen, but let's see. If it doesn't happen, we'll just fix it as it comes back up. We'll should be able to wobble back out of it. So I'm not too concerned if this pattern falls apart and heads up. That's okay. It'll just be a bit more time and a little more time spent in front of the charts to wobble our way out of it, but we can do it. But if this does start to trigger down here, I think we've got a really nice shape for another strong leg down. So let's see. And then our neckline would be kind of like this. A bit of an angle up off of that pivot, and then we got this other pivot here, these pivots. So if we could get down and trigger that line there, we should see some follow through down to the downside. I'm just taking one more take profit off right now as this triggers, and we'll leave these upper two. There's a really high chance we're going to hit this target on the bottom one. Strong, strong chance as this pattern is triggering right now. So we want to try and capitalize on some profits if we can. This is that like last second price action reading. Just to help us. Like I didn't add on to those trades now. I had added on to them earlier. But now that we're seeing this pattern form, I'm just taking off the take profits to capitalize on what's forming right in front of us. So you could add into short positions here, but instead of adding risk, I'm just taking off take profits to gather up more profits per trade. So I'm not adding risk, but I'm adding more potential for gains, which is the way I like to do it. If we can keep the risk down but make more money, then that's ideal. So let's see what we can do here. This is triggering right now. I think we'll hit that last target, and if we can hit that target, I'll secure these upper trades. We'll make those break even or make them into a little bit of profits, and then see what happens. This is looking really good though. It's a really nice shape. And what's happening is when you back out, it's behind a whole bunch of downward pressure. So this is a really strong pattern. Okay, we hit that bottom target. So now I'm going to lock these in just like this. I'm going to take these stop losses right like that. I'm just making the stop losses come over sooner. So now both of these trades are free. If it runs back up, they're profit. If it continues down because of this pattern, we're going to make a lot more money on those trades. Let's see what happens. It is a really strong position. I'm just tempted to get into more. I think if it pops back up a little, I will get back into another short. Just gonna measure. So now from this pivot, if we can just pop up a little, yeah, I could squeeze in another trade. But, and then something to take note of, this is getting to the point where you don't want to add to it, because look at the price cycle from that pivot down to here. Now we've run over 10 pips, actually 12 pips all the way to the bottom. So it's not a good spot to short. The price cycle has run 12 pips. It's a good spot for it to pop up. So adding to the shorts is not a great spot. Unless you're a longer term trader, or maybe you're one position type person, you've got your stop loss up here. That's one way you can do it, but that's not quite how I do it. If we've got a pullback, I'll add to the short. Okay, I'm gonna take that right there. So now that target comes in on the previous low, as well as the low back here. So that target's in a good spot. Just want to see what the 5-minute chart looks like. Oh, it's popping back up right now. The 5-minute chart does not have nearly the same pattern. I mean, it's there, it just doesn't look nearly as nice as that 1-minute chart. Oh man, if it can pop back above that, it's gonna hit our stop losses for profits, but then that pattern just falls apart, which is kind of a bummer because I really want this to follow through for us to make a bit more. But it's just right on that spot where we could pop back up to. Okay, starting to make its way back down. So now on this spot, we've got the trigger on this bar. Right now it's triggering it. We've got a potential for this to be an apex candle, and it looks like it's going to break up and hit our stop loss. Darn. Okay, we hit those stop losses for profit, but that pattern's just falling apart. So that's kind of a bummer. I really thought that was gonna send us down from there. There's such a strong pattern, but it just fell apart just like that. So as this pops up, we'll just short it. Okay, we just hit that upper layer for profit. It's good. If it pops back up, we'll do it again. Okay, gonna take the short there. Just because it was triggering this bar as a 3-bar reversal, so I took that one a little bit early rather than waiting for it to go back up. We'll see if that was a good move or not. And you know what? I'm going to just clear off all the objects list and then we'll recalibrate, just because we got a bunch of new data that's come in since we placed all those. So it's always good to just restart and refresh. So I'm gonna see what the best spot is now. Probably right here would be a good spot for the 3rd layer. And I think probably then we'd wait for this level if it pops beyond that one. And then we've got this spot on that pivot and these bodies. So yeah, I'm liking that a little bit better now. Just matching things up to the new data as that came in. See what happens. This is a good volatile hour here in just a couple of minutes. And we've got this leg popping back up, so we'll short that. Okay, there's the hour. See the volatility is coming in again, which is good. There's a lot of activity right now. How much this candle is moving. Like, it almost looks like news. Do we have a yellow folder? No, we don't even have a yellow folder at that. It's just good volatility. Oh, and we're popping up again. I'll short that. And one more time if it can pop back up. Right there. Wow, look at that energy. Okay, so we're going to get into 4 on the next level. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a ton. That just feels like news, the way that's coming in. Look at that. Wow. Okay, let's back out here and have a look. That's a crazy amount of action. Oh, I'm just gonna not be happy if it goes and runs into the stop losses. 35 pips on that, just in a few minutes. Big leg. And that leg is against the current trend and the current energy. So I think we're gonna see those bears come in. They are coming back in. Yep, we're smashing through those take profits right as we speak, so that's good. If we can get that last one off, should take the bottom one off for a loss. Come on, just grab that last one. I'm gonna close it early. Oh no, come on, you can do it. There, I got it. Okay, so we'll take a loss on the bottom trade. Wow, pretty crazy, huh? So much volatility. I wonder if somebody said something. That's a little bit, just a little bit more than normal. That's for sure. Oh yeah, somebody did. Trump says war with Iran will end soon. Will end soon. Okay, well. I'm gonna short that one more time right there on that pullback. And do it again if it pops back up. Grab, okay, just one, if it pushes back up a bit more. Do it again. Right there. And a second one. This is super good volatility now. But if we can get this back down, we'll just probably call this a session though. If we can get it just back. Yeah, I don't know which way the market wants to take it. If the war is ending soon, is that good for the dollar? Or is that not so good for the dollar? Okay, we'll get into a couple more as it pushes back up to. So we got 1, 1, 2, 2. So at the top, we'll do a 4 again. Man, if we had hit that one target down there, I was gonna finish it off, and we just missed it. So I hope this turns into more profit and not. I remember like a few sessions ago, we had this almost exact same thing. I was shorting, and then it ended up taking off and running to the upside. So I'm now a little weary of it turning into that exact same pattern. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'll just follow my rules for execution. And hopefully, if we get another shot back down, we'll just take our profits and then call that good. Gonna add that one back on right there. All those new lines are giving us new data, which is giving us edge right now as we speak. Okay, I'm gonna take one loss off the bottom just to mitigate the risk. And now if it can make its way back down. Okay, now we can add back into that one right there. So we took that little loss and mitigate the risk. And now our pattern is, our system is set back up so that we can keep trading it and we can head back up and reset. So that's really good. Quick operation. For me, it's second nature because I do it so often now, but being able to do that is what you want in these high volatility times. So we would take another 1 or 2 trades up there again, and then we could take losses on the bottom one again. If it runs back up, and take 2 there, and then we would take 4 trades at the very top again. But if we can just get back down to here, we're going to call it quits for the session. If we can, I'd like to wrap this one up. And actually, if we can grab that profit, we could even take that last one off for a small loss and we'd still be ahead. which is a powerful play as well. But it's nice to capitalize on all this movement. Okay, good bear candle. See if we can just finish this off. We're almost there. Just need one last push. Lots of movement right in the middle, which is where we're pretty much at. We had this leg from here and then all the way up to there. We're just sitting in the middle of everything. We just need to hit that. We can just hit that one and that's also good. Like we don't have to make it down to this bottom one in order to make profits, because we wobbled our way through that system, through that area. All right, come on, just one last little push. So close. Okay, I'm gonna try and add one right in here and see if we can wobble out of this center position. Then if it now, because I just added one, if it comes back down to there, we can actually take this one and put it back up here. And then we take our win much sooner. Now it just has to come to there. And then we'd be done and in profit. So it's a super easy spot for it to hit. Okay, now if we can break these two little lows, that should help us get down to those lows. Right in there. And then we're using our take profit pulled up to take the small loss on this bottom trade, because all the take profits are right there out of all three positions. And that will net profit. Come on, so close. Just finish it off. We're just making those targets so easy to hit. They should be very easy to go and test these lows. You know. Okay, here's the second try. Isn't that kind of funny how the candle lows just kind of kept creeping upward, and it just was just barely missing our targets. Those lows just kind of kept going up, 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 and just missing our targets each time. Try and pull those targets up to get hit, it would just come in shorter, or they'd keep going on higher lows. I think this should be it this time. We should get there. Okay, now a strong bear candle. There we go. That was kind of a funny finish. But we hit it though. Right on. Okay. I think that was a good session. It was nice that we could finish off the session with nice volatility, kind of like an exciting finish with the energy coming into the market. That was a good way to finish up. So let me just put the trade history back on for a sec. There we go. We started back over here with our shorts. We'd gone with the recent pressure. We had added our shorts over here, kept taking profits on those. Then it came down, and we didn't buy. I don't think we bought at all. Nope. Well, then we shorted and shorted on those, and then every pop up we just kept shorting. And then right in here was that one where I thought, oh, here's our opportunity for it to run down, and it just couldn't quite do it. And so we still took profit as the market ran back up, and then the news just came right out of the blue. Trump said something. It did not scare us out of the trades. We just kept following our rules, even though the market was heading up aggressively against us quickly. Just followed the rules, and then we ended up making good profits all the way through here. And then you can see this is kind of a good example of risk mitigation. I kept taking the losses each time the market would pull down, and you could see little losses through here, but that kept our break-even line nice and close. So good risk mitigation and really good performance today. So let's just calculate and see what percentage we made. So we're at 10,164.